Season 2 of Vikings Valhalla drops on Netflix on January 12th. Season 2 of this epic series expands the world we got introduced to in Season 1 with some great new characters, amazing storylines, and an ending that has me so excited for Season 3. I'm Chainsaw Reacts. This is my review for Vikings Valhalla Season 2. I remember reviewing Season 1 of Vikings Valhalla for the channel because I was so excited to talk to you guys and let you guys know about this show because I had a great experience, a great time watching Season 1 of the show because of its great characters, the amazing storytelling, and I just wanted to let you guys know you had to check the show out. So going into Season 2, I was kind of nervous. I was excited, obviously, but nervous because in my personal opinion, the bar was set after watching Season 1. Like, I was so excited. I'm like, man, they have to hit, and I hope they can hit that bar that was set from Season 1 of the show. And I can happily say, overall, Season 2 definitely hits the bar that was set for Season 1, and sometimes in certain aspects exceeds it. Other times, it hits the bar, and other times it falls short, but overall, I still love Season 2, and I cannot wait for Season 3 of Vikings Valhalla. After finishing Season 2, I can confirm that Freydis, in my personal opinion, is the best character on the show. I honestly thought Leif, who was introduced, who was actually kind of the main focus at the beginning of Season 1 of the show, I thought I was going to end up liking him the most. But after finishing Season 2 and thinking back on what happened in Season 1, Freydis to me is the best character on the show in regards to her actual character just in general, like what they've told about her character and what we've seen, what we've explored about her character, and her storylines as well. I was the most invested in her storyline in this season, and I'm like, this is the best character. And that's not to say the other co-leads of the show, Leif and Harold, are lesser than her. It's just my personal opinion. I've enjoyed her journey so far from Season 1 and now into Season 2 more than them, but they're still great, don't get me wrong. I talked about this a lot in my Season 1 review of Vikings Valhalla, and it continues within Season 2, is the political side of this series. This show has done a great job with Season 1 and now with Season 2, the political aspects of the Vikings and their different beliefs and why this war, this major war that's defining the whole entire series is going on. And they do a great job with having it throughout the series to being a part of the conversation, but it's not overbearing to the point where it's literally encompassing everything to the point where that's all that the show is. There's so much more going on in terms of the characters and the storylines, but the political side and what it means for power and who's in power, it's a big thing in this show, and I'm glad they continue with the Season 2. Something I really appreciate about Vikings Valhalla that was established in Season 1 and continued into Season 2 is that there are certain characters that live in a gray area to where you're not really sure if you're supposed to root for them or you're supposed to be against them because they make good choices, sometimes make bad choices. So you're not really sure, am I supposed to care for them? Am I supposed to root for them whenever something's going on in their storyline? You're not really sure. Now, obviously, characters like Leif, Freydis, and Harold, you're supposed to care for these characters because they are the heroes of this story, but there are other characters like Olaf who's clearly a villain and you're supposed to root against him. But there's some other characters that were within Season 1 and now introduced or continuing into Season 2 where they make choices that are contradicting other choices they made, and you're wondering, am I supposed to root for them? Am I supposed to care for them? Am I supposed to root against them? And it's a gray area thing, and I think they really handle it pretty well because I'm conflicted at times watching the show because I'm like, am I supposed to root for her? I'm supposed to root for him? I'm not really sure here. Just like with Season 1, Season 2 of Vikings Valhalla had some major game-changing moments that will greatly affect the show moving forward in regards to characters, storylines, and character relationships, and I cannot wait to see Season 3 because that ending, the last episode, Episode 8 of Season 2, I won't say what it is, but there is a moment, a thing that happens that I think will greatly affect how the show continues forward. Like, okay, this has now happened, what's next? What is the next move? Like, how is this going to greatly affect everything moving forward? Because they made a point to not show that. We get introduced to new characters within Season 2 of the show, and unfortunately, some of them don't really have an impact at all. They are literally there to get from point A to point B. Now I understand, all shows and movies do this, where there are certain characters that are introduced, they don't play a major role, they're there to get from point A to point B. But it's really unfortunate that there are certain characters that were not within Season 1, that are introduced in Season 2, that have a major impact in the storyline that they're a part of, and others, they're just kind of there. And I get it, because this show is trying to juggle over 20 plus characters that are in different locations throughout the whole entire season, so you're just trying to find the time and space to have them appear and to have them a part of a storyline. Then you're jumping over to this storyline over here with these characters, and then you're jumping back over here, and then eventually you come back to these characters again. So I understand it's a juggling game, and overall they do succeed, but sometimes it kind of falls. Now, obviously, this did not ruin the show for me. I still love season 2. I'm still going to give it high praise because they handled a lot of things so damn well and sometimes even better than season 1. So I got to give them that props. But I have to bring that up because I just wish certain characters had more to do or made more of an impact. And I also noticed as well, the runtime of the episodes within season 2, a lot of them fall under 50 minutes. And I feel like they could have gave a few extra minutes here and there to help develop some of these characters that are introduced for the first time in season 2 so that they have more of an impact in the overall narrative. But I understand it's budget and all that kind of stuff and shooting schedules and everything. I get it. I just kind of wish we had more. The showrunner made a point to say that season 2 of the show was going to be expanding upon what happened in season 1, going to new locations and all that, and he was correct, because we go to a variety of new locations that we didn't get to see within season 1, and it feels grander. It feels like we're actually exploring more of this world that we got introduced to within season 1, and I really enjoyed that because they could have easily just made it to where we're kind of staying in the same locations, kind of familiar territory, but we actually go on an adventure in terms of one storyline. We get to go to all these new different locations and new areas for different characters. So I appreciated that because it made it feel bigger in a sense in terms of this world, because season 1 we had certain locations we got used to, but in season 2 we expand that. So in season 3 we have even more potential places to go to, potentially new, but also places we've already been to that's been established, so we have more locations for these characters to kind of go to depending on if they need to or not. But you get my point. I like the fact that we expanded.
Fortune favors the bold.
I don't feel like I need to say this, but I will. Season 2 of Vikings Valhalla had great action just like season 1. It definitely is a different approach in regards to action, because with certain storylines, it doesn't require certain things to unfold in terms of a certain war scene or a certain action beat here. It all depends on the narrative or whatever, but when we actually get to the action, which isn't like, few and far between or whatever, but when it does occur, like with season 1, it's impactful and it makes sense, and you are deeply invested in those moments because they're important. They're not just thrown in just to be thrown in. So great action once again. Overall, Vikings Valhalla Season 2 delivers on its storytelling, delivers on its character development, delivers on exploring more of this world and expanding upon what was happening in Season 1, and the character relationships, and the gray area in terms of characters making choices, and who do you root for, who are you against, all that. It's really well done, and I cannot wait to see what happens and what unfolds within Season 3, because I need more of this show. I need more, and I hope we get more past Season 3. They've already confirmed we're getting at least 3 seasons. I hope we get more than that, because there's definitely more story to tell. There's definitely more characters to explore after seeing the first 2 seasons. Like, there's clearly more they could do here. So I'm hoping within Season 3, we get to see even more potential of where we can go, because there's so much more that can be done. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. I really enjoyed watching the season, and I can't wait for Season 3. I'm curious to know, are you guys excited for Season 2 of Vikings Valhalla? Did you see Season 1? Whatever thoughts you have and hopes are for Season 2, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.